it's Kristin and I have some empties for you. It is, well, it's already October. I'm a little bit tardy on these, but I hope that you will forgive me. So these are the products that I've worked through in September. Let's take a little wander through my trash. I will, of course, continue to have my running total below in case you're curious as to what I've used up throughout the year of 2016. I have to say, I feel like I just started doing this and it's already, you know, we're in the last quarter of the year and it's crazy to me. All right, so I'm gonna just grab things randomly. I'm gonna try not to organize my trash. So the first thing I have is this large, it's a 500 ml thing of Bioderma. I really do like this. I also like the Garnier and I think it's very similar. I just have a backstock of this thanks to some very sweet friends and some that I purchased on my own. So I want to use these up and then I'll decide. I don't know. I really like this a lot, but I also like the Garnier. I kind of go back and forth. By the way, I'm filming before work and so it's dark out right now. And I don't normally film my empties where I sit here when it's dark outside. So I apologize if the line's a little weird. I tried to kind of move things around, so I hope it's okay. At any rate, I would repurchase this again. I have purchased it several times. All right, I talked about this before. This is a package. I have a 3-pack of these. The Quo Luxury Cotton Pads. I really like these. You can only get them in Canada. The Swispers aren't the same. The ones from Ulta aren't the same. I've tried a lot of them. These just hold up really well. And so I've mentioned in a previous video that I'm heading to Canada for just for a sales meeting. And while I'm there, I'm going to be stocking up. All right, a couple of wipe sort of things. I think this might be the first pack that I've showed you of the Kirkland wipes in the new packaging. I find these to be the new coloring. I find these to be exactly the same as the ones that were in the blue. I love these. I think they are great value. This is one of the 30 packs. You get these at Costco. I have not had an issue with the new ones anyway. The old ones I had a hard time keeping the top on. I don't know if they fixed it or if I'm just more gentle, but I would repurchase those. This is just a pack of baby wipes from Aldi, I think. This is the Aldi brand. And these are really cheap. Probably like $1 or something like that for 56 of them. I keep these in my vanity or some sort of wipe in my vanity for makeup swatches. There's some good stuff in here this time, you guys, I think. Or some, you know, different sort of things. Not that this is different, because it's not. The Detox Dry Shampoo, I love this. This is absolutely my favorite holy grail dry shampoo. I think it's great. It works really well. I've tried so many dry shampoos that everybody else loves and they just don't seem to work for me. I have to say that in the viewfinder, for some reason this lighting, I realized I did kind of a smoky, dramatic eye today, but I feel like it's looking a little bit harsh on me. Like I need more color or something. Anyway, let's just move on, shall we? I have a couple travel size from Bath & Body Works. I always have some of these in my travel kit. This is the 1000 Wishes. This smelled really good. I loved how this smelled. Let me just see if it says. Nope, it does not say. And again, Bath & Body Works, their flavors, scents, whatever, they come and go, and you better not get attached to one because it'll probably disappear. Okay, this is the Mango Body Butter from Trader Joe's. A subscriber sent this to me, which was really sweet. And I like this a lot. The scent is a little more manufactured than some other scents, so there's kind of that sort of manufacture. I liked it though. It was really nice in the summer. And this had a different texture to it completely than the coconut body, you know, the one that I normally talk about. It had a completely different texture to it. It was a little more kind of gelatinous, if that makes any sense. But I did really like it and would purchase that again. All right, this is by let me just see if I can say it right. Qualerex, Qualerex, and this is the Intensive Anti-Aging Face Serum and Foundation Primer Oil. I'm saying that slowly because a lot of it is worn off of here. So this was an oil that came and it had a little pump in it, and this was sent to me by them. And I did like this. I used it all up. Now, I would never ever use this as a primer. Even with being dry, the oil just really, it takes a long time to soak into your skin. It does soak in, but for a while it feels like it's just sitting on your face. So how I use this was in the evening. I pretty much take off my makeup within minutes of getting home. When I get home from work, I wash my face and take out my contacts and put on my comfy clothes, and it's just kind of part of my ritual when I get home. So what I was doing was I would wash my face, put on my toner, and then I would put this on and I would just let it sit and you know, while I'm making dinner, while we're eating dinner, that sort of thing. And then when I went to bed, then I would put on the rest of my skincare, which is not my normal procedure. It's a procedure, but that's what I did, and that helped me work through this. I don't think I would purchase this because I don't like kind of having to think about that extra step, but it was nice. I think if you're even drier than me, you might really, really like this. So that is that. I won't touch on these too much, but these were the two foundations. I just had them set in here, but I'm going to give them to a friend of mine that didn't work for me. I did a full video on those. I'll probably mention these in my fails as well, but this is the Wander Stick Foundation and then the Lumi Cushion. And I will link that video here somewhere or down below for you. All right, so kind of a little sort of behind the scenes of my Use It Up project. I've been using up different skincare and samples, and you've seen that if you watch my empties regularly, you've seen that that's something that I've been trying to do. So I do have two cleansers in here. One is the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser, and I didn't like this at all, quite frankly. I used it up. This is my proof that I used it up. It smelled like straight up cucumbers. Not the cucumber like skincare scent, but like straight up cucumbers. And you might like that. I love a cucumber, but I didn't really enjoy that. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like it cleansed my face very well. It did not leave me with the, oh, I gotta put on moisturizer feeling, so that was nice, but yeah, I don't know. There was something about this. It says gently cleanses face and eyes. Maybe it was too gentle. I don't know. I didn't love that. So I would not purchase that. And this is the First Aid Beauty Face Cleanser. And I worked through this as well. This was a much thicker cleanser. I had to work with it, you know, make sure I had enough water and that sort of thing. It's just so different from the cleansers that I've been using. I think that was part of my issue. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it. And this one, it didn't leave my face screaming for moisturizer, but I wanted to put it on fairly shortly after. Hopefully you know what I mean. There are just some cleansers that leave your face feeling cleansed but hydrated. There are some that leave your face just screaming, get moisturizer on me immediately, and then there's some that are kind of in between, and this was kind of in between. But I would not purchase that. Not my favorite. I know lots of people like that. It just wasn't my favorite. All right, so I have a hair oil in here. I ended up having only a couple of uses in this. I had switched back to this because the one I was using that I'll be talking about in my fails I did not like at all. But this is the Macadamia Healing Oil Treatment. I love this. Love, love, love. I've gone back to using this. It's great. I absolutely love that. There's nothing else really to say aside from the fact, and I'll talk about this in my fails too, when I switched back to using that versus the one that I was trying, there's just no comparison. I used up a Benjabel cleansing balm. I really love this for washing my brushes. I like the shampoo the best, but I like this for just for brushes that aren't like chock full of concealer or foundation. This is what I like to use for like eye brushes and that sort of thing. The brushes with foundation and concealer, I really like the shampoo for. I think I talked about that maybe last month. I do have the 3 mascaras that I tossed out this month. I talked about them in my Mascara Madness, which I will link for you below if you are interested. This is the Doll 10, the Neutrogena Healthy Volume, and the Max Factor Masterpiece. If you're curious more thoughts on those, I will link that video for you. Things I'm tossing and not finishing. The Max Factor, this was the lipstick in Simply Nude. Not only did I not like this, but I don't want anybody else to have to deal with this. It just was patchy and sheer, and I didn't like it in the slightest. And so that's not something I would pass on to somebody, because why would I pass on something that's terrible? Or I feel is terrible. The other thing is the Arbonne Makeup Primer. This is very silicone-y, and it broke me out something fierce, which things don't break me out normally. So I'm not even going to pass that along to somebody either. I'm just going to move on. All right, more makeup. The Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Concealer. I liked this so much. I mean, I even took out the little thing there and got as much out of it as I possibly can. I really like this. I think that I don't know. That's hard. I was going to say that I like it better than the MAC Pro Longwear. And I love the dispensing mechanism of this a lot better, you know, not to have to deal with the pump of the MAC Pro Longwear and the mess. And I really think I like how this wears better. I'm not sure. I have a MAC Pro Longwear that I will use up once I'm done using up the current, sorry, my throat is still not completely better. The Bourjois 123 that I'm currently using up. I'll use up my MAC one and then I'll make a decision, because I don't know, I really think I like this. I do want to try the Shape Tape from Tarte that everybody's talking about, but I just need to use up a few first. All right, another thing that I used up, and I have to tell you guys, oh, I was turning this up as if more was going to turn up. There's nothing left in this. This is the Goof Proof by Benefit in number 3, the brow pencil. So it's the one with a little triangle. I really liked this. I was so surprised because I had really gotten into the little skinny, you know, brow pencils, but I liked this a lot. Right now I have the It Brow Power that's in my collection that I'm using, and I did just purchase the one that I showed in my haul from ColourPop. That's the one that I used today. But I don't know, I would give this serious consideration to repurchase again over the, like any of the other skinny ones even that I liked. The color seemed to work really well. The formula worked really well. I really liked it. I should have probably showed it in favorites, unless I did. I don't think I did. But I liked it enough to consider repurchasing it over some of my other ones. Just noticing how flat my hair is today. I mean, I didn't do it. I just blow dried it with a round brush, and I didn't even use any of my texturizing spray and stuff. I'm digging deep for energy this morning, my friends. All right, so the last two things I have are 2 lipsticks that were on my Use It Up. I have the Marc Jacobs Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That was a little mini that I used up. I need to save that to show in my update, which is coming soon. And then I also used up the NARS New Lover. I cannot sharpen it anymore, so that is that. Lastly, I just want to show you guys this. So I got this in one of my little sample things, I think from the Sephora thing. It's the Estee Edit, and it says transform your lips instantly, and it has 2 shades and then 2 lip transformers. And what's interesting is that a friend of mine was here, and when I was trying these out, and so you can see I tried both like the yellow and the dark on top of these. Which one was it that I tried? I guess I tried it on top of both of them because I just looked to be sure. So what was interesting is that he said, well, why wouldn't you just buy the color? The one that you know, like that you transformed it into. Why wouldn't you just buy that versus... And so I kind of see where I did try it. I didn't think that it was anything magical or nothing that I would purchase, but I just thought I'd let you know. I do sometimes try these things. I don't often talk about them, but I do usually try them. All right, so that is my trash for the month of September. I hope that you guys enjoyed that and got some useful information. On my face today, I have, for the first time, the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in 1.0. And I don't know that we should use this lighting as a good representation of what it looks like because it's kind of rough lighting today. Blush today, I have the Chanel blush in Rouge Profonde from the fall collection. On my eyes, I have this shade from the Estee Lauder by Victoria Beckham, or you know what I mean, the Victoria Beckham collaboration. This shade in Bitter Clove all over my lids. And in the outer corner, I have the shade in Black Myrrh. That's in the outer corner and blended in. So then I used the Chanel liner from the fall in 962 Eros beneath my lower lash line, but then blended it out with this Black Myrrh to kind of just give it a little different look. Black liner on my upper lash line and upper waterline. And I think that's everything for my eyes. And then on my lips I have the ColourPop liner in Dope, and then the, nope, Dopey. Not Dope, Dopey. And then the Ultra Satin Lip in Dopey as well. I think that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.